You're watching the only program with weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news from the Southwest region. This is Fox Sports Outdoors.
Spring is one of my favorite times of the year. The months of March, April, and May are the months when the bass move out of deep water, move up shallow, they make nests, and they go through their spawning ritual. It's one of the better times of the year for you to find and catch a big bass. On today's show, I'm excited to pass along some of what I've learned over the years about locating these spawning bass, how you can catch some at a lake or a river near you. And to help us do that, I've come to one of my favorite little test tube bass lakes. It's a beautiful little lake called Brandy Branch Reservoir. It's not big, but it's got lots of different kinds of cover and structure, great to demonstrate what we're talking about today. While we're doing this out there today in the Tracker Pro Team 195, we're going to be taking you around your local region for your fishing reports from our expert team of insider reporters. They'll give you the lowdown on what's biting lakes, rivers, and bays near you, both fresh and salt water. The Tracker boat goes down the boat ramp and into Brandy Branch Reservoir. Let's get things started back at the FSN studios with your weekend planner.
Hi everybody, and welcome back to Fox Sports Outdoors. I've got good news if you're heading to the lake this weekend. The lunar tables are indicating excellent fishing conditions on Saturday and good conditions on Sunday, with the best daytime game fish activity taking place early in the afternoon. The sun will rise at 6:52 and set at 6:26. And we just had a full moon this week, so evenings should be fairly well lit. We're coming right back with fishing updates from around the area. And I'll return with catfishing expert Chad Ferguson for this week's Ask the Pro feature. Stay with us.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Tracker Boats. It's more than a boat, it's a tracker. Mercury Outboards, go boldly. Lowrance and the new Hook 2, the world's easiest fish finder. And Louisiana Travel. Plan your fishing trip at louisianatravel.com.
He ate my craw off of there. That is it's like a little spawned out female. Some grass and a fish. Grass and a fish. There we go. Thought I was in grass. Whoa. Come back, Shane. I pulled up against some of that hydrilla. There we go. There's a little specimen for you right there. Well, that's a neat key. You hit grass, you hit fish. Hey everybody, we've made it out. That fish has got a face full of lipless rattling crankbait there. Let's begin this lesson by showing you what a chunky little bass looks like. That's a nice little spring male coming up to get ready to spawn. I'll tell you the stages of this. We're going to break this down into 3 segments today. Segment number 1 is when the water temperature first warms up to about 55 degrees. The fish begin transition out of deeper water, which is out in the main part of the lake, and they start moving up on points in the mouths of coves, and they'll get in 8 to 10 feet of water, something like that. They're very aggressively feeding, and that stage is called the pre-spawn. They're not actually spawning yet. Males move first, females are close behind. So what you want to do is be fishing a moving bait that fish can aggressively feed on. That's a lipless rattling crankbait. I've got a big spinner bait on. There happens to be a bunch of grass in this lake. I'm watching these grass beds on my Lowrance Hook 2 unit here, which does a great job of showing these grass beds. And I'm just staying on the outside edge in 8 to 10 feet of water, tops of the grass, and every once in a while I feel a little tick of that grass with that bait, and that's where those fish are going to be, right on the outside edge.
Hi folks, I'm so glad to be bringing you another season of Lone Star Lakes right here on Fox Sports Outdoors. Now this week's segment is sponsored by Fiberworks Marine Collision. With their personal attention and attention to detail, they'll treat your boat as if it were their own. and they work with major insurance companies to make sure that you have as little out-of-pocket expense as possible. Now, fishing in Texas has just been exploding over the last couple of weeks. We're going to start in East Texas at Lake Sam Rayburn, where a recent tournament had 5 fish weighed in for a total of 37 pounds with a 9-pound big fish. They're moving up, they're not spawning yet, they're on the break zones waiting to move up shallow. You'll find them in the ditches, the creeks, and the cuts near grass. Once you find that grass, use your deep diving crankbaits and your lipless crankbaits in your reds and craw oranges around the outside edges of the grass. Now, I got to tell you real quick, Texas Parks and Wildlife has rearranged their Share a Lunker program. Previously, you had to have a fish over 13 pounds to be considered for recognition. Now they've changed the rules and it starts at 8 pounds. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you by Fiberworks Marine Collision. When good enough just isn't good enough. Now let's check in with Mr. Bill Olson. He's on the coast.
Hi folks, Texas Outdoors Journal brings you this week's report, and our March issue is now on sale on newsstands with a great lineup of timely spring hunting features. Plus, our team of pros lets you know about spring fishing transitions on area lakes as well as the coast. Pick a copy of Texas Outdoors Journal on newsstands or subscribe and save at texasoutdoorsjournal.com or call 713-957-3997. Well, as the new season begins, here are some things to remember when planning your spring trips. Upper coast areas in recent years from Sabine Lake to San Antonio Bay have been impacted by spring freshwater runoff as well as strong winds. Now, Texas Mid-Coast will not have the runoff factor, but winds are a consideration. Also factor in the changes associated with the curvature of the Texas coast. Look for areas and options to fish that are protected from different wind directions. Now, the lower coast will have windy days with fewer places to hide, but that can work to your advantage as well. Grab a chart, watch the weather forecast, and plan accordingly. This weekend, Saturday has a double tide schedule of 2 high and 2 low tides. This Sunday is a 3-tide day with 2 high tides and just 1 low. I'm Bill Olson, and I'll see you on the coast.
One's got it. One's got it. Got him. Fish on. Oh no, he's around the stump. Pulled up here in some shallower water, actually looking for some actual spawning fish now. Oh, he's still on there. I can see him. He came loose. He came loose. All right. Come up here, buddy. Little fatty. That is a tiny little spawning female. Look at the belly on that fish. Not a big fish at all, but that's a little female. That's crazy. Let me explain to you what we've done. We told you about starting off that the fish are going to move out of that deep water and kind of move to the outside edges and get ready for the pre-spawn, or get ready to move up shallower. Next, let's talk about what happens when they actually spawn. Next, I'm moving up even shallower. My boat's sitting in about 4 or 5 feet of water right now. I'm within a good cast of the shoreline, and all I'm doing is just making fan cast around with a little soft plastic jerkbait. Before we go to our next break, I want to quickly explain to you the area that we're fishing and what you want to look for pre-spawn and spawning bass. It's a big main lake point. There's not a bunch of brush and standing timber and stumps here. There's some scattered grass beds. The key is the next place these bass are going after they come off the main lake, right around that corner, is a flat spawning cove. Coming up next, we're going to explain what happens in that cove, what happens when they make their nest during the spawning process, and try to catch a few more bass. Stay with us. We're coming right back. I've actually made him mad. He got it. There we go. A lot of times when you find just a hole in the grass bed, that'll be right where they're making a nest. And I see a little bit of a light spot right here. Got him. There was one in there. How about that? That worked out well. Come up here, boy. You are one feisty dude. Right on a little light spot. I couldn't really tell if it was a nest or not. He ate my craw off of there. That is looks like a little spawned out female. A little small one with a skinny belly. Okay, I'm gonna let you go back, for crying out loud. Man, back he goes. So when you're doing this, you've just got to be real opportunistic. I've got a couple of different rod and reels rigged up, and I'm just floating my way down through here. I'll throw on the outside with a soft plastic jerk bait. That's the one I've been catching actually the majority of my fish on today. It's that bait right there, and then that one came on a crawfish pattern, Jacob Wheeler punch-out craw, and I'll show all that to you at the end of the show. But you pitch around those light spots with a Texas rig, you throw on the outside with a weightless soft plastic jerk bait. You do several different things and just be observant of what's going on, and you just pick one off here and pick one off there. It's great fishing in springtime.
Hey friends, Captain Kevin Broussard here with your Fox Sports Outdoor Report. Talking Louisiana, talking saltwater fishing right now down here in Hackberry at Cajun Paradise. Right now on Lake Calcasieu, lots of redfish getting caught, most of them up shallow, tight to the bank, sitting at the mouth of the cuts. Scented soft plastics on light jig head, sometimes tipping it with a shrimp seems to be the key there. A few trout reports coming in, most of those scattered shell and mud up real shallow. Wade fishermen are catching a few big fish. They're throwing corkies, big soft plastics on light jig heads, and on good days when the wind's not too bad, they're throwing some top waters. Tell you what, we're getting into the late spring, early summertime pattern. The water's warming up, starting to get some shrimp come in. Won't be long, speckled trout will be under the birds, and I tell you what, the redfish are gonna get more plentiful and just move back in the marsh. Wanna make a trip? You can give us a call. Come see us here on Lake Calcasieu. For Old Cajun Field, Captain Kevin Broussard saying, happy fishing, may God bless.
Hey, I've got another one on a bed right here. I've actually made him mad. He got it. There we go. And he's in grass. Come around there. That's a better fish. All right. Look at here. Sports fans, that's a little female sitting in there on that bed. I actually saw that fish. Threw in there about 3 or 4 times. And man, that fish was very aggressive and was ready to bite. Good hook set, good fish. There you go. Little Brandy branch special right there for you. That's just to demonstrate what can happen when they're in here spawning like this. Let's release that fish back and she will go finish her spawn. There we go, oh, fast. And just a classic example of what can happen, these fish making these beds. So you fish for the ones that are the pre-spawners that are moving up from that deep water. Then you move a little closer within a cast of the bank, fish a soft plastic jerk bait around for those that are looking to make a nest, and then you can actually catch the bass that are sitting on a nest. And I want to show you just a couple of quick shots, just so you know what you're looking for and just so you have some idea of what these fish are doing. They're typically about the size of a giant trash can lid, and they're a little bit lighter spot wallowed out in the bottom. Sometimes you'll see the fish on them, sometimes you won't. It's hard to catch one off of a bed. Probably the most difficult bass to catch is one that's actively spawning on a bed. It can be done. The ones that are easier to catch are about a cast behind me, right back there.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Lew's. Feel the difference. Gene LaRue and Bobby Garland. We know bass and crappie from heads to tails. And by GLACIER Glove. Stay outdoors longer with our gloves, hats, and shades.
That one gave me a fight right there. All right, there's another one. Soft plastic jerk bait. Oh, that one came up and got it right here by the boat. Round a stump. Come loose, buddy. Around that stump right there. And he came loose. That one gave me a fight right there. All right, there's another one. Soft plastic jerk bait. Key bait in the springtime. We're talking spawning fish today, and this is gonna be, it could be a little spawned out female. You know, here's what happens. The fish move up there and spawn, and we've showed you what a couple of these spawners look like. We've showed you what a couple of beds look like. The next thing that's gonna actually happen is these bass are gonna stay there till the fry hatch, and then they're gonna move off the beds and head back out away from those shorelines. A lot of times the way you can tell a post-spawn bass that's already finished is the belly will be very loose and skinny. This looks like it actually had a fat belly at one point, but now you just see a lot of concave spot in there where that fish looks like its egg sac was. So that's probably a female, already spawned, fries already hatched. And this fish has moved back out. I'll let that fish go back. Talked about pre-spawn bass moving up, spawning bass on the shoreline in shallow water, making those beds spawning, and then post-spawners now moving back out. You can catch all three, but you got to fish for them in different locations and different ways. Fish for the post-spawners going back out 8, 10, 12 feet of water. That one hit another soft plastic jerkbait.
Hey, welcome back to Fox Sports Outdoors in Oklahoma Sooner Beat. I've missed you guys. It's great to kick off the 2018 season again, and we're starting it with a lot of water in the eastern half of Oklahoma. February rains brought a lot of lakes up several feet. We're going to continue to have those fluctuations because it's going to be springtime here in Oklahoma, and that's okay. One thing you've got to know this time of year is where to find that Corps of Engineer website address that will give you lake levels. I'm going to show you that address right now. Make note of it, keep it handy, and refer to that site often. Crappie fishing has been really good over the past several weeks. Obviously now with the changing water levels and water clarity, that's going to move those fish around. So stay just below the mud lines in the clear water out in front of those spawning pockets, and you can catch them about 14 to 18 feet. You want to catch a big bass right now, get out that umbrella rig. That can be a lot of work, but go to Texoma, Lake Eufaula, some of the other large impoundments down in the dam area, stay in that clear water, toss that umbrella rig with a LaRue Sweet Swimmer. You can catch a giant at this time in Oklahoma. It's going to be a great fishing year. I hope to see you on the water soon, and remember, you can't catch them if you don't go.
There's one. Oh, they all get around stumps. Now he's loose. There he comes. All right, fish on, baby. Another one on a soft plastic jerkbait. I want to show you how I'm working this bait. First, I need to get this fish loose. Get him back in the water so he can go spawn. There we go. Decent bass. A lot of males. I'm actually making big long casts. There's no weight on this bait. As soon as it hits the water, I'm counting at about 6 or 8 seconds. Good full seconds. Let it go down about 1.5 feet under the surface, and it flutters as it goes down. Rod tips down and go twitch, twitch, and then pause, 6, 8 seconds. They get it on the pause, twitch, twitch. Got it, got it, got it. Got him. Don't go down in that grass. Oh, we got me grass. Still on there. Look at this. Holy cow. He's all balled up in the grass. Now he came alive. There we go. That's a fat little toad right there. All right. There's a good little soft jerkbait bass for you right there. We'll let that one go back.
You can always watch our latest episode on the front page of our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. Catch up on past episodes by clicking the archive button and learn about fishing techniques and new gear at our how-to page. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter for new fishing videos every day. Simply search for Fox Sports Outdoors and click the like button on Facebook and follow button on Twitter. And watch a new episode every week on any device by downloading the free Waypoint TV app on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by MotorGuide's new wireless and easy-to-use XI3. XI batteries, powering the world forward. Waypoint Marine, the Gulf Coast's leading saltwater boating specialist. And Strike King, designed by the pros, fished by you.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for the Ask the Pro question, your chance for insight from professional anglers. This week, Dale asks, do catfish only bite towards the bottom? To get the answer, we checked with catfishing expert Chad Ferguson.
Catfish don't just feed on the bottom. They're going to feed all throughout the water column in deep or shallow water. They're going to go where there's food and oxygen that makes them feel good. They're opportunistic predators and they often go out in search of food. One of the easiest ways to target suspended catfish is by using a plain old slip sinker rig with a line counter fishing reel. That line counter reel is going to allow you to deploy a precise amount of line, get those baits exactly where they need to be in the water column and right in front of those catfish so you can catch more fish. Suspend drifting is an excellent way to go out and target catfish many times of the year.
Thank you, Chad. If you have a question to ask one of the pros, just visit our website, click on the Ask the Pro link, and let us know. Now back to Barry for this week's Big Catch of the Week.
We are back at the boat ramp and time for this week's winner in the Big Catch of the Week contest. One of our viewers gets their big fish picture shown on television. Here's this week's winner. He is Pat Moore of Mesquite, Texas, showing a 35 and a 50-pound redfish he caught at the Chandelier Islands off Louisiana. If you'd like to be our next winner, all you have to do is go to our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. On the right side of the front page, click in the Big Catch of the Week area and follow the instructions to send us your photo. You could have your big fish photo shown on television. Next up on our gear segment, a couple of quick components to catch these spawning largemouth bass in the spring. First of all, a great rod and reel factory matched combo that I was using to catch a bunch of these fish today, the Lew's Mach Crush combo. It's got the Lew's Mach Crush SLP super low profile reel. It's got the wind grip handles, a couple of different anti-backlash controls, color coordinated with the Lew's Mach Crush speed stick rod. It's got the microwave guide system, the split wind grips, everything you would want in a factory matched combo, and it's the perfect action for the soft plastic jerk baits that we caught the bass on today. Here is the soft plastic jerk bait, beginning with the Jean LaRue Salt Flicker. We had it rigged weightless and Texposed with the hook stuck all the way through the bait and then barely skin hooked out the other side. Then we used the Jean LaRue Punch Out Craw, and as you can see, it's the perfect little bed fishing bait. We had a little 1/4 ounce bullet weight on the front of it, wormhead weight, had it Texas rigged, and the cool thing about this one is you can either use it as a punch through bait and keep the claws attached, or you can break them loose for a lot more action. Everyone needs to have markers. What are they? Markers are significant dates along the journey of your life that are only significant to you. Now, not simple things like birthdays and anniversaries, but it could be something like an athletic accomplishment or a career achievement or a healing of a medical issue or a baptism, something that is important to you in your life. Markers are to be celebrated year after year after year so that we can always remember the major accomplishments that bring us joy and happiness. What are the markers in your life? I hope you had fun watching us catch some bass at Brandy Branch Reservoir in Far East Texas, but more importantly, I hope you took some mental notes because you can go out and duplicate some of these same techniques and have a great time catching bass over the next few weekends while they're in their spring spawn. Until next week, I'm Barry Stokes saying be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.